All right, the next video we have for you guys is Bill Burr's Epidemic of Gold Digging Whores. Now, you guys were screaming for this in the comment section, so we're about to give it to you guys here. We're excited. 12-minute clip. Let's strap in, shall we?
Let's do it.
All
okay,
right.
1, 2, 3.
Wow. I'm afraid to get married, man. Why man wouldn't be afraid to get married at this point? You know, look at Kobe. Look at the shit he's going through right now. All right?
Oh, is that
guy's getting a divorce.
Kobe?
His wife's going to get $70 million. Never hit a layup in her life. You know, can anybody explain these divorce settlements? Can anybody make sense of these fucking things? Tiger Woods' wife, $250 million.
Well, I remember that.
She's a babysitter.
Fuck.
Worth $250 million fucking dollars. Somebody, go ahead. Somebody, explain, justify it. Justify it. What, he cheated on her? I don't give a fuck.
250
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. He cheated on her. Great, the relationship's over right then. Kobe cheated, right? Shouldn't that relationship been over right then? Why did she hang around like some jaded cop for 3 years trying to get a fucking pension, right? Get that 10 years in? I don't know, maybe that's too harsh. That shit bothers me, man. Dude, there is an epidemic of gold-digging whores in this country. And every night I put on the news, and I'm waiting for someone to address it.
Oh, my God.
Every night, never see it, you know? And every night I bring up gold-digging whores, and the whole crowd pulls back like I'm up here talking about Bigfoot, right? Like I'm saying the moon's made out of cheese or something. Talking about whores, people. They're everywhere.
Yes, they're everywhere.
How many? How many more great men are going to get chopped in half before we do something? Why is it so quiet in here? God damn, I don't get it. What is it? Is it women? Do you think I'm calling you? I'm not calling any woman here a whore, okay? So don't pull back. That's not fair, okay? If you brought up wife beaters, I wouldn't like pull back. I get it. There's guys hitting women, they need to be stopped. We gotta understand that gold-digging whores are the wife beaters for men. Yeah,
I agree,
they are.
yo.
Except we don't have that Rihanna lumped up photo in the end, so it's not obvious. It's
on
in
the inside.
eyes.
Yeah.
It's in the lines in your face. It's in Mel Gibson's high-pitched voice on the answering machine. I had to give up my Laker tickets, right?
Yeah.
That is the sound of a man being taken for everything he's got.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I'm envious of women, okay? I'm not saying your problems get solved, but at least they're taken seriously. You know? People, you got 1-800 numbers, you got ribbons, there's groups. People give a shit. Anything happens to a guy, it's just considered funny. Some woman cut her husband's dick off, threw it in the garbage disposal, and turned it on. People thought it was hilarious. They were like, hey, Stumpy! Nobody cares.
Stumpy!
You think if a guy removed a woman's titty and threw it in the dryer, anybody would be joking about it the next day?
I don't think so.
The entire country would grind to a halt. There'd be a moment of silence. The NFL would have some special colored headband everybody had to wear for an entire month. The most effeminate color they could possibly come up with. All my heroes are going down. Arnold Schwarzenegger, another great man. Another great man. Taken down by that gold-digging whore of a man he's got. And I'm not saying he's not a piece of shit for doing what he did. It was a piece of shit move. But how come only he got chastised? What about the maid? Why was she called the maid that entire story? She was never called a whore, ever. Just boggled my mind. She knew his wife, first name basis, played with their kids, fucked her husband in their own goddamn bed. That's right down the checklist. First ballot Hall of Fame whore. Right there.
First ballot Hall of Fame.
Why do you think she hooked up with him? Because of that 1987 flat top he's still rocking? The giant space between his teeth I could put this mic cord through? Or do you think maybe it's all that kindergarten cop money laying around the goddamn bedroom?
What the hell,
No, it's awful. It's a horrific thing to see as a guy, watching guys go through that shit, you know? And then there's no sort of examination of it. They just go, he's an idiot. Hey, he's stupid. That guy's stupid. If that guy's stupid, what the fuck am I, right? Yeah. Does it even make sense? Why would you do that? Why would you accomplish all that and then fuck it up hooking up with one of the ugliest human beings I've ever seen in my life. I'm not saying I'm a prize. I'm just saying, you know? There's got to be something beyond that, right?
You seen the pictures?
You know what I think it is? I think it comes down to the way he talks. You know? That dude should be unloading trucks in Transylvania.
Very true.
That should have been the height of his success. But because he's a great man, he had the balls to move to America. Became famous for lifting weights. I lift weights, nobody gives a shit. He lifts weights, becomes super famous. Did he rest on his laurels? No. Next challenge. I'm gonna become an actor, despite the fact that nobody can really understand me.
Yeah.
Against all odds, he starts making movies. Get down, there's a bomb. Get out of there.
Get down.
Becomes one of the biggest blockbuster stars of all time. What are you gonna do next, Arnie? I think I'll marry a Kennedy. There's no fucking way you can do that. Bam, he does it. Cherry on top, I'm running for governor of a state I can't even pronounce, and he wins the election.
California.
Why wouldn't this guy think he couldn't bang his maid in his own bed and get away with it? This dude has been in the zone for over 4 decades.
Right?
4 decades, nothing but net.
Nothing but net.
Bang a maid in my own bed, dude, that's a layup. Are you serious? I had a hit movie with a midget. I don't even need a condom.
Is that how it comes,
Right?
yo? Oh my God.
And then what happens? The smoke clears. Then all these trolls come out of the woodwork and start judging this great man. All these fatties, these fucking old guys who never got any with their jowls coming on TV. Absolutely reprehensible behavior. What kind of a public servant? His legacy is shrouded. Like they have any idea what it's like to be tempted at that level, right? Like they have groupies as they waddle out to their Mercury Tracer parked on the other side of a dumpster. Really? You're beating them off? This guy, he's not a great man anymore? Terminator doesn't count? Is that what the fuck you're telling me? Because he fucked Alice? Really? He's still not a great man because he did that. Then the whole thing's over? Anybody here think they could move to Austria, learn the language, become famous for working out, then be a movie star, then marry into their royalty and hold public office? How many lifetimes would you need? I'm on my 3rd attempt at Rosetta Stone Spanish. Right? How can I judge these guys? I can barely handle the temptations of Facebook. I'm gonna judge Tiger Woods?
Right.
I golf. I don't walk off the 18th hole and there's a busload of Scandinavian women waiting to fuck my brains out. Sorry, ladies, gotta go home to the wife, right? No, it kills me. And there's no help out there for guys. There isn't. There's nothing out there to help you handle becoming rich and famous. There's nothing to prepare you for that platoon of whores that's gonna form on the horizon.
Platoon of whores.
Like Braveheart, faces painted, skirts on, will run down the hill, they'll jump on your dick in front of your wife. They don't give a shit. There's not even a handbook out there. I saw one article written about it on the cover of Time magazine. It said, why do so many rich, famous, and powerful men act like absolute pigs, right? And the article was actually written by a woman. That's like me writing a book, The Third Trimester, and What to Expect. Ladies, you're gonna feel a pressure. How the hell would I know? You don't want to hear that from me, right? Then why is this woman telling me what it's like to have a dick? That makes no sense. You have no idea what it's like to have a dick. 24/7, do it, fucking do it.
Man,
That's what it's saying.
Do
it.
Like
Yeah, do it.
Fucking do it.
That's how we survived as a species. Every man in here is programmed to fuck 85% of the women in this room. Right? Yeah, we are. Do it, fuck it, do it, you know? It's just that you won't. That's the only reason why we don't, you know? That's not you keeping your dick in check, you know? Some guy at Home Depot working there, he wants to fuck just as many women as a celebrity, right? But he can't do it because whores don't care about lumber, right? But the second he hits the fucking lottery, all of a sudden, you know, that do it, fucking do it, you know? That wasn't affecting his life. Then all of a sudden these whores show up. I'll do it, I'll suck it, I'll do it, right?
Whores are not into lumber, bro.
No, somebody's got to step up, all right? I'm not even blaming whores, really. Just, guys, we're fucking idiots. What are we doing?
Bill Burr.
Why are we working so hard and then giving it all away to some chick who did 3 shifts at a fucking Hooters? You know? They're fucking bums. Sitting there with fucking Dorito dust in their cleavage, walking around with hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm sick of that shit. That's what the law says. 100 years ago, I could beat you with a fucking mop handle and be like, well, that's what the law says. Doesn't make us right. No, it's unreal. And all this shit's going down, and we're not doing anything. What are we doing? Same old shit. Sitting around watching Shark Week, right?
I love
watching
Shark
shit
Week.
about poisonous snakes half a world away, just filling your head up with all this useless information. What to do if you come face to face with a Bengal tiger? Don't look at it. Don't look away. Slowly back up as you push your friend forward, right? All this useless information, yet hanging between your legs is this thing that could crumble your entire empire 7 minutes or less. Don't know a fucking thing about it. Even worse, you think it's your friend. Yeah, you know why? Because your dick's like a dreamer. You know? Your dick believes. It's like a motivational speaker. I don't give a shit what question you ask it. It's always like, yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a plan. Exit strategy. Later. We'll be fine. Where's your dick when you get caught, right? Then it's just slumped over like, hey, I thought it was a good idea, you know? Yeah. Your dick was a third base coach. It wouldn't hold anybody up. It'd just be fucking waving people around. Everybody, go in standing up. You got it. Oh, shit, here she comes. Slide. All right, you guys were awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. I hope you had as good a time as I did. Thank you.
Oh, that is legendary. That was legendary, man. Oh, that was hilarious. I love that. One of my favorites all time. My cheeks are dying.
Fucking do it. Fucking do it.
It's funny because it's so true, honestly.
That's how I feel sometimes, man.
It's killer. So
Shit.
funny.
Dude,
God, I
so
almost
funny.
teared up from laughing just now.
Yeah.
Whew, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Oh my God.
Gold digging horrors everywhere, man.
Seriously,
Everywhere.
honestly, man, that's like one of my biggest fears too, man. Like that's an anxiety that I feel is just like, what's the real reason people are there for, you know? Though, especially in the concept of like those day oneers, the people that were with you before you made yourself something, versus the people who are just trying to jump on a bandwagon of sorts, and that temptation is always there, and it's one of the most difficult things to do is exercise that discipline once you get to that point, you know?
Yeah, man, it's a completely different lifestyle when you're that famous and rich, you know, that she get that much attention. I don't think anyone that's not in those shoes can really judge them. So I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I ain't fucking advocating for cheating or anything like that. But, you know, I don't blame Tiger Woods, Kobe. I never like looked at those things as something negative.
Well,
you know?
it's hard for me to say it's positive or negative. We don't know the context.
We don't know the exact details, right?
For some people, it's as simple as you cheat, and you're just completely in the wrong. Yes, you're in the wrong for that action, but like a relationship between two people takes two to tango. We don't know what the situation is between these two people, and because of that, it's hard to judge people from afar. You have no idea. And one of my main things that would keep my mind like sound and keep me feeling like I'm okay is knowing the fact that if I wouldn't take advice from those people, why am I going to take their criticism? Their criticism. There's no reason to.
There's no reason to.
These people don't know who you are, and the people whose opinion matters are the people that are a big part of your life. So anybody out there is feeling those type of pressures, and that can be happening. You don't have to be a celebrity. It can be happening to you, feeling pressures in all types of walks of life.
For sure.
All it takes is one person to feel like, you know, you're having a negative interaction with, and you're feeling a lot of pressure. Just understand what's in your control and what's not, and like, what you are in control of is your actions, the words that you speak, and the way that you react to things, the way you think about things. And this is something we were talking about on earlier before we jumped on here with you guys.
I know. But I think it's normal for anyone to fuck up. I think we need to cut people a little more slack, as long as it's not like rape or, you know, murdering someone or something like that.
That's the thing I will have to say is once you don't pass like rape, murder, stuff like that. Once you're getting to those points where you're doing something that was coming from a lack of discipline, a moment of weakness, like as long as these people aren't, I think what he was talking about, especially with Arnold Schwarzenegger, for example, he's like, as you can see, this guy was always grinding, doing his thing, and like he was always dedicated to his craft and working hard, right?
Yeah, man.
And that takes a certain level of a mentality. And what he was saying is like, this guy's been on for 4 decades, and but the thing is, he had a moment of weakness. Our moments of weakness can't define who we are. My worst moment doesn't define who I am. Your worst moment doesn't define who you are, and none of your worst moments define who you are. Like, and the thing is, a lot of self insecurities can stem from not knowing who you are, or what, or if people will accept you still. And we all have skeletons in our closet. It's just that when you need to go find a second closet for those skeletons is when it's a problem.
Yeah.
When you make a habit out of those things. See, like I believe heavily in this thing called the talk principles. And it's funny how Bill Burr kind of, his comedy is he makes such a funny commentary on something that's so real that you can have these conversations in the aftermath of it. And that's what's so beautiful about his comedy is we're able to have these kind of serious conversations on the heels of utter ridiculousness with a really salient point.
Yeah.
No,
because he always has like this, every bit he bases on is like this truth he like tries to get across, which is the most realist stuff you can pretty much hear, and it's always like based in reality, and he makes it funny.
He packages it in a way.
But it's always the point that it's pretty much undeniable in every bit that he does. For me, at least, from my perspective, maybe some other people disagree with that. Everybody's, entitled to their opinion. But for me, and as we see a lot of fans out there, agree with Bill Burr on some level.
And he's just saying, don't judge people. Like, if you don't have all the facts, don't judge people. When I heard about the Jussie Smollett thing, for example, that, for those who aren't familiar, the guy who said he said he was like bleached, his skin was bleached, and he was attempted to be lynched with a noose around his neck. And he said these guys did it that were wearing MAGA hats and were white, and he was literally pointing at 2 random guys who were willing to let these guys sit in jail on the heels of that, people believing that he was a victim because he didn't feel like he was like acknowledged. If you feel like you're not being acknowledged, you need to find ways to acknowledge and appreciate yourself. Your sense of self-worth shouldn't come from how other people like perceive you. Because that fire is inextinguishable. If that fire burns within you where you love yourself, no one can put that fire out. That's your choice. So you should always have that internal sense of self-worth. And then most importantly is for him to go out and behave like that, and to put like people like the black community and the gay community into a thing of faking a hate crime, that takes a certain level of a mentality that you're exhibiting, right? And what we're trying to say in a way is like, I feel like if we start judging the situation and we read those initial facts where it's like, oh well, this guy had a hate crime against him and he belonged to the gay and the black the gay and the black communities, so both these people should be outraged. People were going nuts. And then the facts came out afterwards. And then after the facts came out, you're like, wait, why did I judge other people? These guys were innocent, first of all. Yeah. And we're about to spend a bunch of their who knows, 25 to life. I don't know what the thing is. Say 20 years, 10 years, even if it's 3 minutes in jail for a crime they never committed.
Exactly.
And he was willing to have them fall. That takes a certain level of like mentality, and what that does is it puts those communities that have struggled, that have actually had real hate crimes done to them, it puts them back 50 years, 60 years, and that's what the saddest part is. And I feel like we need to stop judging people and judging situations, whether it's for good or for worse, until all the facts come out.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think other than also judging people, we shouldn't, just try to fucking take advantage of the situation and just put our fucking opinions out there and like you said, be bandwagoners and all that stuff. And there's definitely people out there that are gonna try to take advantage of you, gold digging horrors, whether it be, or people trying to use certain sensitive topics to appeal to people or get a raise out of people. So anyways, we can always keep discussing that on another day as well, but I mean the point of the clip that we just watched is so legit.
Yeah, I mean, don't judge a book by its cover. He took a very common cliche and packaged it in a very unique, funny way.
Yep.
And I think that was really cool. That goes for all his comedy. All right, we'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.